Yo, it's Elliot at Farrell's Lead Farm. So for today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to install a Midwest Industries 308. This is a 15-inch combat rail. So this is their new rail, but you don't have to time up the barrel nut, which is pretty clever. So for you guys that have paid for this video, I really hope I wish you good luck on winning some of that 6,000 rounds of 9mm ammo. That's a pretty big benefit there. For the rest of you that are watching this, that's why I'm doing this, is just to donate a little bit of money to a good cause. So hence the video. So there goes the barrel nut. I think is included. We don't need it. I have plenty of them. Here's some instructions from them, and you always get 2 stickers, which is nice. I pretty much wallpapered the whole building with that. So got that going for us. Throw them in there. Read the instructions, all that good stuff, and obviously, if you're going to do a replacement rail, make sure that it's unloaded, all that good crap. So anyway, let's open this dude up and see what we got. So looks like we got 2 styles of packaging here, one for the rail, and then one for the little accessory kit, which is your M-lock rail, and then your kind of anti-rotation device. Looks like, I'm guessing this is the first one I've installed. We're just going to make a little 243 here, coyote crushing rifle. Alright, so throw that away. Yep, so there's your M-lock rail section. We won't need that. And here's your little anti-rotational device. Okay, so let's see if we can figure this out. So here is just an Arrow M5 AR10 upper receiver. Throw that in the old receiver block. Here's my 243 barrel. This is a Farrell's Lead Farm 1 in 10 twist, 20-inch 243. The coyotes seem to hate this thing. Anyway, push it all the way back. Life is good. Grab a whole GABA anti-seize or all-purpose lube, whatever you got. Nice, generous application on the threads. Okay. Next but not least, I imagine you want to take your gas tube and line it up just to make sure you got everything in the right place. You know, especially if you build a lot of them like we do here. I don't want to say I'm a Midwest Industries fanboy, but I go through about this many Midwest Industries rails every week. So when we can get bulk carrier groups nowadays, it is 2020, we fly through the rails. And I've been doing business with them since we've been open, so it's 8 or 9 years now. So they are a great company. I know there's lots of options out there, but they seem to be doing really well. They don't pay for these videos. I pay for all this crap, so the only guy that pays me is me. So take it for what it's worth, but I do this for a living, so hopefully that comes with at least a little bit of honesty, you guys can believe. All right, so now I got the barrel mocked up in there. My receiver is all lubed up. I'm gonna unscrew the 2 screws here. It's also going to show you a tab that prevents the barrel or prevents the rail from going forward, which is kind of nice. So we'll just set them off to the side. If you can't get the barrel nut out, I'll just put it on and screw it a few times and then pull it off. But anyway, barrel nut comes right out. So this is the cool part. Usually you're kind of timing these things up, right, so that they line up with your gas tube. Now I don't have to time it up, so I can get the proper torque I want every single time when you're installing them, which makes life a lot easier. So if you guys have a torque wrench, that'll do. I am a torque wrench, so all I'm gonna do is just tighten it, loosen it, tighten it, loosen it. And judging by my level of fatness here, I'm assuming that's about 50 foot-pounds on there. So this next step isn't needed, but it's just a force of habit for me building guns that are going out the door. So I'll use a lot of the green Loctite that they used to include with the other rails, and I'm going to put it on the barrel nut. All right, just a little bit of insurance. I can still get it off if I want to. I don't really give too much of a shit if it's harder to take off or not, because I'll probably be the one that's changing them later. All right, so now I have my gas block, my gas tube. This is rifle length. So I'm gonna set that dude back here, tighten it up. This is an adjustable one. We just do that on our 243s because there's a huge kind of range of ammo that you can run You know, weight wise, you can run 55 grain bullets, you can run all the way up to 115 grain bullets in 243. So the adjustable gas system does seem to help with that. Doesn't, not as forgiving as like the AR10 and 308 is. All right, so now I have my gas block installed. Now it's time for the rail to shine. So for this rail to not move back and forth, I'm going to put this anti-rotational device just like so. So see how it's got the long side facing forward? I'm going to plug it in just like that. Okay? You don't want to put it like this, won't ride right. All the way up in the front like that. Seems to look goofy. So just like this. Okay? Now take my rail. Life's better with sound effects. Push it all the way in like so. And I'm going to put my little tab in here like this. Not like this. Like this. Right up in there. Here, I'll take it out so you can kind of see it a little bit better. Okay. So see here, I want this to go in like so. If you go backwards, you're not going to get a whole lot of help from that part. Now, just going to put my bolts in here. These are a little tricky, so I usually set these at about 50 inch-pounds on the old fat wrench. So I'll just kind of get it snug up. What you can do is you can put like a scope mount on the top to make sure that your rail's lined up. For now, we'll just kind of eyeball it. So yeah, if you get like one of their one-piece scope mounts, you'll just run it, you know, on the rail and on the receiver. That way you know your dead nuts lined up. But for video purposes, we don't really care that much. All right, so it's tightened back up to 50 inch-pounds. Yoink. Throw this guy back in the receiver block. Just to finish the video, we're going to use the Midwest Industries tactical compensator. Crush washer on like so. Our barrels are 5/8 by 24, which makes it pretty nice for the suppressor family of things. Tighten it up. All right. I like it. Just goes on with a crush washer. Just because we're super cool, I usually run some M-Lock rail covers. I like the Bravo company ones like this. They add a touch of flair. Everybody needs a touch of flair, right? Just add extra. Wow, so that's pretty nice. I like that black and tan look. Anyway, take this off, grab your headspace gauge. You're gonna throw that in there with your bolt carrier group. There's a charging handle. Bolt carrier group like so. And run it in, make sure I'm over the gas tube well. Now I'm gonna take this dude, throw it on. Here's just another Arrow M5 lower receiver. And then we like to use the Lancer magazine. But anyway, there it be in a nutshell. We'll throw an optic on this and go shoot it. But there a 243 was born. That's the new Midwest Industries combat rail that you do not have to time the barrel nut on, which is pretty clever. I know a lot of you guys are using them Arrow rails, which are pretty cool, but holy crap, they get pretty terrible in the way that they attach to the receiver. So gotta love Arrow receivers. Arrow rails, not so much. So if you want to upgrade, get the Midwest Industries. Pretty sure these things are available, but you know how 2020 goes, they'll be out of stock in like 15 minutes. So anyway, yeah, maybe we'll take a little video of us shooting this thing, see how it goes. Like I said, this is my first one, but I can already tell it's just as rigid as the rest of them. It's going to accomplish what I needed to accomplish, which is hold on to clip-on night vision, which is what we like, and free float the barrel, which is always good. Anyway, that is all. Good luck on the ammo, and we'll see you next time. Carry on.